All right, welcome here. This video is going to give you some instruction on how to use Google Classroom as you work your way through YFC Canada's Foundations program. We use Classroom to distribute and receive all of your Foundations assignments, so it is important that you feel comfortable using Classroom. And this video is going to teach you what you need to know. If you do have any questions about the process, your regional training coordinator will be happy to help you out. Okay, so let's get into it. First thing, you're going to need to use your @yfccanada.org email address to sign into Classroom. If you're not already using your YFC Canada email, your training coordinator should have sent you some instructions for logging into it for the first time. If they didn't, then bug them about it. If you don't want to check emails on multiple accounts, you can set up automatic email forwarding within Gmail. So if you're logged into your YFC Canada email, you're just going to click this gear button up in the top right and click Settings. And once that's loaded, you're going to go to this Forwarding and POP/IMAP tab and click on Add a Forwarding Address button. And then you can just type your email that you want to get your YFC Canada emails sent to and click Next. And you'll get an email at that address just asking you to confirm that that's what you want. And then all the email coming into your yfccanada.org email will show up in your personal inbox as well. But that's just if you don't want to check multiple email accounts. If you're fine switching back and forth, or you want to keep your work and personal email separate, you can ignore all that. So once you've signed up to start your credentialing, you should get an email inviting you to join a classroom. So I've got an email here saying that Dave Ward has invited me to join a classroom demo. So let's click that and we should see this big friendly join button. And once we've given that a click, the page will just load here and then we're in. Okay, so this is Classroom. When you log in, you'll default to this stream page. This page has a few things to note. First is this upcoming section. It will remind you of any assignments you have due in the upcoming week, which, may or may not be helpful to you depending on how often you check this page and how much time you need to do a given assignment. But it's there. There's other ways to remind yourself to get your work done, which we'll get to later on. So this might not be the most useful feature in the world. But over here, this is a bit more important. We've got a section here where you and your training coordinator can make posts that each other can see. So we can see that Dave has sent me a note welcoming me to the Foundations program, and I can respond to him here. Thanks, Dave. You will be the only person in your class. So where it says share with class up here, that really just means your training coordinator, as well as your work supervisor who will be in the class as a co-teacher, just so they can keep tabs on you. So as trainers, we'll use this space to make announcements, reminding you to register for conferences or that sort of thing, or we might record notes on things that we need to remember together. And we would invite you to use this space to ask questions or just get a hold of us on anything generally training related. So that's the stream page. Let's just navigate over to this classwork tab up here. Here we're going to see a list of all the assignments we've got to get done. So in this demo class, we've just got the 2 assignments. I can click on these to see more details. Let's take a look at assignment number 2 here, and I can see that it was due October 10th. So I've missed that due date, and I'd better get that handed in right away. So let's click View Assignment. And the assignment says here, I'm supposed to stare at a wall for 3 hours, then write a 2-page report on the experience. Okay, luckily I've done my wall staring already, and I just need to write that report. So let's click Add or Create up here. And I've got a couple of options. So I can attach a file I've already done and got saved in my Google Drive, or if I've written my document or my essay in Word on computer, I could upload a file by clicking here. Or if I've not written my paper yet, I can create the file right here. Let's do that. I'll create a Google Doc, and this doc will stay attached to this assignment. So as long as I don't go into my Google Drive and move the files around, I can come back to it later if I need to. It's just going to stay right here, and I'll be able to access it from this page. So once the doc is created, we can open it and write our paper. So it was boring. I know that isn't 2 pages, but I am going to submit it anyways. So our paper's all written. We're just going to go back to the assignment page and we can hand that in. So if I clicked hand in, then we are all done. Going back to the classwork page here, let's take a quick look at assignment number 1. So we'll click on the assignment, we'll click on view assignment here, and the assignment says I'm supposed to write a 50-page essay on the merits of lasagna. And there's a video attached here to watch if I need a bit of inspiration. I've already handed this assignment in, so you can see I've got my document up here, and my work says returned here, which means that Dave's received it and had a look at it and given it back to me. And we can see down here in this private comments section that Dave has given me a bit of feedback, so that's nice. And as you're doing your assignments, you can, if you've got any questions pertaining to a specific assignment, you can ask it in this class comments section here. So we can see that when I started this assignment, I didn't even know what lasagna was. And David's just responded and told me to watch the video. So I can say, thanks, Dave. And he will see that. And yeah, so you can ask questions about assignments and you'll receive your feedback on your work here. So the last thing we'll look at here, going back to the classroom page, is using Google Calendar to remind you about upcoming assignments. So we'll click on this Google Calendar button up here, and it will bring us to our calendar. And we can note that the assignment due dates have shown up in our calendar automatically. We can see that we've got a separate calendar for all our assignments here, and if we go into settings, we can add event notifications. So this will give us a notification when a due date is coming up. So we might like to remind ourselves 2 weeks in advance that a foundations assignment is due, or maybe a month in advance, or maybe both. You can set that up however you want. So if you use Google Calendar, that can be a good way to stay on top of things. Your training coordinator will help you out in that regard as well. So if you don't want to use Calendar, don't worry. We'll help you out there, but if you're already using Calendar and you like organizing your life that way, that can be a helpful way to stay on top of things. So that should get you up to speed on using Google Classroom, but if you do have any other questions, please ask your training coordinator. We want you to feel comfortable using this system, and we also want your feedback so that we can continue to tweak the process to make it the best it can possibly be. Thanks for your time, and we'll see you in the classroom or something like that. Cheers.